Southern Oregon is heading for a massive transformation, a huge major airport expansion, a full recreational district with 19 lighted pickleball courts, a huge road modernization project, new parks, rural broadband internet finally reaching mountain communities, downtown revitalization, and even a major hotel renovation. And these are not rumors, okay? Most of these are completely funded, approved, and in motion, and many of these changes take effect or break ground in 2026. So if you're buying, selling, or investing here in Southern Oregon, this information matters because these changes will definitely have an impact where people live, where people work, and where people will invest. So that means big things for real estate here in Southern Oregon. I'm Brian Simmons with the Buying Southern Oregon Real Estate team, and we have helped hundreds of folks relocate to Southern Oregon cities like Medford, Ashland, and Grants Pass and beyond. So if you were thinking about relocating or retiring here to Southern Oregon, we are here to help. So go ahead and scan that QR code on your screen right now to download our Southern Oregon relocation guide for free. And let's go ahead and dive on into these projects. The first one we talked about is the airport expansion, and that is Medford's airport, which is officially called the Rogue Valley International Medford Airport, and that is stepping into a brand new era. So passenger traffic here in Medford has been climbing fast. We've set multiple new records over the last few years, and airlines are now flying much larger aircraft here into the Rogue Valley International Airport. So mainline jets are what we're seeing a lot more of now, rather than just the small regional jets that we had seen for many years, right? So the airport that we have today just simply was not built for this level of growth. The expansion is well overdue, and it'll add a brand new 2-story concourse, 6 mainline gates, more check-in counters, more TSA lanes, modernized baggage claim, and a much larger terminal footprint that can handle travel for the future. If you've ever been stuck in the security line here in Medford during peak hours, you know that this is needed, although it's really not that big of an issue because you could typically walk right in about 20-30 minutes, but it's the longer term vision here that's at play, right? And the ability to double passenger volume over the next couple of decades, which is expected, okay? And design work here at the airport is expected to begin as early as the end of 2026, and that means you're going to see a lot of big equipment on site, you're going to see cranes in the air, and an entire travel experience that is getting an absolute overhaul. So what does that mean for the housing though here in Southern Oregon? Well, when travel gets easier, more people want to visit, and when more people visit, the more people consider staying, right? And so businesses who depend on travel as well, like tech and healthcare, manufacturing, they all can attract more talent much more easier. So it's all a good thing all the way around as far as I'm concerned. And that is again underway. So that addresses how folks are going to get here to Southern Oregon. But once they're actually here, what are they going to do, right? And that's where the second project comes into play, and that is the Rogue X Recreational Hub. So let's talk about a little bit of fun here. So West Medford is going to get an unbelievable recreational upgrade with the Rogue X Community Complex getting a big expansion, okay? And it has already had it's a big, massive complex that's pretty new, but they're doing a lot of really cool stuff there, okay? So it already has a massive competition pool, water attractions, large event space, all sorts of stuff there. But there's a 50-acre park and sports hub that is underway right now, and it is going to include 19 lighted pickleball courts, which is the fastest growing sport in America. If you love pickleball, you know. 3 lighted sand volleyball courts, brand new baseball fields for youth sports, batting cages, a playground, a picnic area, walking paths, and even a Vietnam War memorial to honor our local veterans. So a lot of great stuff happening there at the Rogue X, and it's going to just create a whole bunch of new activity for tournaments and for events and for leagues, for all those sorts of things. And it's going to become a major draw for the entire West Coast. So I think big pickleball tournaments, softball tournaments, those types of things. So just imagine, families traveling from California, Washington, Idaho, etc., to compete or to watch sports here in Southern Oregon. But guess what? Those people are going to need hotels, restaurants, gas, coffee, food, shop. And some of those are going to want to move to that type of a location to serve all those folks that are coming into town. So this project is well funded. It is under construction, expected to open spring of 2026, and also expected to really, breathe some life into that community that is definitely one of the more up and coming communities in Southern Oregon. So if you're looking to buy, neighborhoods around that Rogue X area are going to, certainly see a big appeal, a big increase in their appeal for time to come. So lifestyle is up over there for sure. But now let's talk about a little bit of mobility issues on the other side of town, which is the third project we're going to talk about, which is the Foothill Road modernization. And if you've ever driven on Foothill Road in East Medford, you know this is something that has been needed for many, many years. It is one of the most congested streets in Medford, Foothill Road, that connects, all across East Medford, linking residential neighborhoods to the freeway, to the hospital. And that's where we've seen a lot of development in neighborhoods and stuff across town. Most of it is concentrated in East Medford. So the city of Medford and Jackson County teamed up with just massive upgrades here, wider lanes, continuous sidewalks, bike lanes, better lighting, improved drainage, landscaping, and a layout built for smoother flow of traffic and safer flow of traffic. And this is a $60 million infrastructure investment, and it's expected to be completed here in 2026. So why does that matter for housing? Well, because infrastructure ignites growth. And so when you have more infrastructure there in place, you're going to see more development potentially pop up around there. And there's a lot of great suitable areas across East Medford for more development to happen. So developers, if you're looking for, accessibility, you're looking for great, prime location lots, this is an area that is going to be, one to target for years to come. So Foothill Road is expected to go from a bottleneck nightmare that was a little bit unsafe in spots to a real, thoroughfare that opens up for lots of new expansion and lots of new development and everything in that area. So we're really excited to see that happening. Again, the infrastructure is done. It is expected to be completed in 2026. So why does this matter for housing? Well, because infrastructure ignites growth, right? So developers look at accessibility. That's very, very important to them. Buyers look at commute times. Businesses look at traffic flow. It's something that's been needed in that area for many different reasons, right? When a road goes from a bottleneck nightmare to a, modern, convenient, efficient flow of traffic, it opens up entire new districts for residential and commercial expansion. And so now that we're done with the infrastructure piece, let's talk about livability. And we're going to talk about that in Ashland now. And that is with the Ashland Park expansion. And what we're seeing there is the East Main Community Park is moving into phase 1 of construction, which is expected to kick off in 2026. And this will not be just a small neighborhood park, okay? It's designed to serve over 2,000 residents within walking distance of this park. And it's going to include trails and playgrounds and picnic areas. It's going to have some sports features and expanded green space for gathering at events. And so Ashland already has a fantastic reputation for its walkability and its charm, and parks like this are just a major reason why people pay a premium to live in Ashland. And Lithia Park, for example, is another one that's just highly coveted and really a beautiful, beautiful, well-respected park. But the high-quality urban parks boost property values. Like it's a well-known thing there that property values are great when you have proximity to a park, and they encourage activity and they reduce stress and create community and help neighborhoods to feel safe. So more recreation in Ashland means more demand on the east side. Buyers are going to be paying attention. Investors will also be paying attention. And it's definitely a good thing for Ashland. So we've talked about travel, we've talked about recreation, we've talked about roads and parks. Now what we're going to talk about is possibly the single biggest game changer for rural real estate in Southern Oregon, and that is broadband internet expansion. So for decades, many gorgeous rural areas across Southern Oregon have been held back by one thing, and that is bad internet. And in 2026, I'm happy to report that that is going to be changing in some areas, okay? Fiber broadband is being built to more than 1,300 homes in Shady Cove and Trail, with the completion deadline expected in September of 2026, which is very, very exciting news, and unlocking an entirely new potential pool of buyers like remote workers, tech-enabled professionals, digital entrepreneurs, people who want privacy and nature without sacrificing connectivity. So imagine living where you can hear the river at night, but still zoom into meetings on Monday morning. It's really an attractive thing. So telecommuting is something that is here to stay, absolutely. And rural areas that used to be off of the map are suddenly, future-proofed by having this amazing new fiber internet connectivity there to those communities. And there's actually something that exists in many other communities like Butte Falls and Rogue River, where you can get, great fiber connectivity in those towns. So now that we've covered the outskirts of towns, let's pivot and go talk about something that's actually in downtown, and that is an exciting new potential project called the Creekside Corridor and Downtown Revitalization. And this is one of the things that downtown Medford has been needing, is a new identity. And the Creekside Corridor is a plan with a very, very bold vision that includes a brand new hotel, a conference center, a vibrant entertainment district, a potential minor league professional baseball stadium, shops, restaurants, walking paths, and a major cleanup and activation of the Bear Creek corridor, which I've called the most dangerous part of Medford. And so this is something that's very well needed. It's the Hawthorne Park area where this is planned to go if it gets approved, but it's a really, really incredible idea. The strategy here is actually really impressive, and it's very, very smart because it's not designed at all to burden the local taxpayers. It's going to be something that's funded primarily through increased tax on lodging, meaning that the visitors that are enjoying the facilities from out of town are actually going to help pay for those improvements that the residents locally here get to enjoy. So if this project moves forward, which I know a lot of people are really hoping happens, it could transform Medford from a city that people just drive through into a city that people actually travel to, right? So more tourism equals more demand for housing near the action, more events equals a stronger economy, and more investment equals more jobs. And speaking of hotels, we actually have a bonus little project here to tell you about, which is one of the major, clues that the future is bright here in Southern Oregon. And that is that the Rogue Regency Inn and Suites, which is one of Medford's largest hotels, was just reported that is going to be seeing a major renovation over the next 2 years as a result of its new ownership. So it was purchased by a company out of Lake Oswego, by Portland, and they have some big plans. See, so hotels upgrade when they believe demand is growing, and clearly that's what they're thinking is going to happen here. This clearly signals confidence in tourism, in business travel, and in the long-term rise in the region. And so if you kind of zoom out a little bit, that's kind of a theme here, right? We're seeing plans for a bigger airport, a recreational mega hub, better infrastructure, bigger, newer parks, rural broadband hitting the mountain towns, downtown redevelopment, and major lodging upgrades. So 2026 is clearly shaping up to be a defining year for Southern Oregon. So if you're thinking about making a move, you're planning a sale, planning an investment, timing really, really matters here. So call, text, email me anytime. I'd be more than happy to help you. Or go ahead and scan that QR code on your screen right now and download our Southern Oregon relocation guide for free. It has everything that you need to know about making the smartest possible move to Southern Oregon. I'm Brian Simmons with the Buying Southern Oregon team. I thank you for watching this video. And if you like this one, I really encourage you to check out this next video right here with more great information about Southern Oregon. I'll see you on that next video.